Here's a stranger you'd never expect to meet at a buffet. Your own digestive system, slowing down like an old engine that needs a tune-up. If you're over 55 and you've noticed that the foods you used to eat without a second thought now leave you bloated, gassy, or just plain uncomfortable, you are not imagining things, and you are definitely not alone. I'm a physician, and in my years of practice, this is one of the most common complaints I hear from patients in their late 50s, 60s, and beyond. They tell me, "Doctor, I eat the same way I always have, but now my stomach feels like it's working overtime and getting nowhere. And here's the truth. Your gut isn't broken. It's just changing. And once you understand why it's changing, you can work with it instead of against it. So stick with me for the next few minutes, because today I'm going to break down exactly why digestion slows down after 55, the warning signs most people brush off, and, most importantly, the practical, doctor-approved fixes that can have you feeling lighter, less bloated, and more energetic in a matter of days, not months. Let's start with why this happens in the first place. Think of your digestive system like a busy kitchen in a restaurant. When you're younger, the kitchen has a full staff, fresh ingredients flowing in constantly, and everything moves with rhythm and efficiency. As we age, it's like half the kitchen staff retires, the equipment gets a little rusty, and the orders start piling up. Specifically, 3 major things happen inside your body. First, your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid, which is essential for breaking down proteins and absorbing nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, and calcium. I had a patient, a retired schoolteacher named Margaret, who came to me exhausted all the time. Her blood work showed low B12. We weren't dealing with a vitamin deficiency from poor diet. She ate well. The real culprit was reduced stomach acid, which meant her body simply couldn't extract the B12 from her food anymore. Second, the muscles in your digestive tract, the ones responsible for that wave-like motion called peristalsis that pushes food through your system, naturally weaken with age. Imagine a conveyor belt in a factory that used to run at full speed but now moves at half pace. Food sits longer in the intestines, water gets reabsorbed more than it should, and the result is often constipation, bloating, and that heavy, sluggish feeling after meals. Third, and this one surprises most people, the diversity of bacteria in your gut microbiome shifts as you age. Those beneficial bacteria that help ferment fiber, produce certain vitamins, and keep inflammation in check start to decline in number. It's like a garden that used to have dozens of different flowers and plants working together, but over time, some species die off and weeds start taking over. This imbalance, sometimes called dysbiosis, can lead to more gas, more bloating, and even changes in your mood, because believe it or not, your gut produces a huge percentage of your body's serotonin. Now, here's the part that really matters. Recognizing the signs before they become bigger problems. Many of my patients describe feeling full after just a few bites of food, even though they're genuinely hungry. Others notice they've become more sensitive to foods they used to enjoy without issue, dairy, spicy foods, or anything fried. Some experience that uncomfortable tightness in the upper abdomen after eating, almost like a balloon slowly inflating, and constipation becomes a recurring theme, sometimes alternating with bouts of diarrhea, which can be confusing and frustrating. If any of this sounds familiar, take a breath, because every single one of these issues has a solution, and I'm going to walk you through them right now. The first fix, and honestly the one that surprises people the most with how effective it is, involves something as simple as how you chew your food. I know, it sounds almost too basic to matter, but here's the science behind it. Digestion actually begins in your mouth. When you chew thoroughly, and I mean really thoroughly, 20 to 30 times per bite, you're not just breaking food into smaller pieces. You're triggering the release of salivary enzymes like amylase, which starts breaking down carbohydrates immediately. You're also signaling to your stomach to prepare its acid and enzymes for the incoming meal. Think of it like sending a text message ahead of time to let the kitchen know an order's coming, instead of just barging in unannounced. I had a patient, a retired contractor named Frank, who used to eat his lunch in under 5 minutes because that's how he'd done it his whole working life. Fast, on the go, barely tasting his food. Once he slowed down and started chewing more deliberately, within about 2 weeks he told me his bloating after meals had cut in half. No medications, no supplements, just slowing down. The second fix is about supporting your stomach acid naturally. Now, I want to be clear here. This is something you should discuss with your own doctor before making changes, especially if you're on medications for acid reflux, because some people genuinely need less acid, not more. But for many people over 55 with low stomach acid, simple strategies can help. Drinking a small glass of water with a splash of apple cider vinegar about 15 to 20 minutes before a meal can help stimulate digestive secretions for some people. Bitter foods, think arugula, dandelion greens, or even a small amount of bitter melon, have been used for centuries across different cultures specifically because they trigger the release of digestive juices. It's like ringing a bell to wake up a system that's been hitting the snooze button for years. The third fix, and this is one I cannot stress enough, is fiber, but the right kind and introduced the right way. Here's a catchy way to think about it. Fiber is like the cleaning crew and the moving crew for your digestive tract, all in one. Soluble fiber found in foods like oats, chia seeds, and cooked vegetables acts like a sponge, absorbing water and forming a gel that softens stool and slows digestion just enough to improve nutrient absorption. Insoluble fiber, found in whole grains, nuts, and the skins of fruits and vegetables, acts more like a broom, adding bulk and helping things move along. The mistake I see most often is people suddenly dumping a huge amount of fiber into their diet all at once, maybe after reading something online, and then they end up more bloated and gassy than before. It's like trying to run a marathon after months of sitting on the couch. Your body needs time to adjust. Increase fiber gradually over several weeks and pair it with plenty of water, because fiber without adequate hydration can actually make constipation worse, not better. The fourth fix involves movement, and I don't mean you need to start training for a marathon. Even gentle movement after meals can make a remarkable difference. A short walk, just 10 to 15 minutes after eating, helps stimulate that peristalsis I mentioned earlier, encouraging food to move through your digestive tract more efficiently. I like to compare it to giving your digestive system a gentle nudge, like helping a shopping cart with a slightly stuck wheel get moving again. One of my patients, a retired nurse named Dolores, started what she called her after-dinner stroll around the block with her husband. Within a month, she told me her constipation, which she'd dealt with for years, had improved dramatically. It wasn't a miracle cure. It was consistency. The fifth fix is about feeding your gut bacteria, the good ones, intentionally. Fermented foods like yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi introduce beneficial bacteria directly into your system. But just as important is feeding the bacteria you already have with what's called prebiotic fiber, found in foods like garlic, onions, leeks, and bananas. Think of it this way. Probiotics are like bringing in new workers to your gut's garden, while prebiotics are like fertilizer that helps both the new and existing workers thrive. Together, they can help restore some of that microbial diversity that naturally declines with age, which in turn can reduce inflammation, improve regularity, and even support your mood and immune system, since a huge portion of your immune system actually resides in your gut. The sixth fix is one that often gets overlooked entirely: meal timing and portion size. As digestion slows, your body simply has a harder time processing large meals all at once. It's like trying to push a huge crowd of people through a single doorway versus letting them through in smaller groups. Eating smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day, rather than 3 large meals, can ease the burden on your digestive system significantly. Additionally, try to avoid eating large meals within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime. When you lie down with a stomach full of food that hasn't had time to begin digesting, you're more likely to experience reflux, discomfort, and poor sleep. And poor sleep itself can further disrupt your digestive hormones, creating a frustrating cycle. The seventh and final fix I want to share is about managing stress, because the connection between your brain and your gut is incredibly powerful and often underestimated. Your digestive system is sometimes called the second brain, because it contains hundreds of millions of neurons and produces many of the same neurotransmitters found in your actual brain. When you're stressed, your body diverts blood flow and energy away from digestion and toward what's sometimes called the fight or flight response. It's like trying to digest a meal while running from danger. Your body simply isn't built to do both well at the same time. Simple practices like deep breathing before meals, taking a moment to sit calmly rather than eating while distracted or anxious, or even just a few minutes of meditation can help shift your body into what's called the rest and digest state, allowing your digestive system to function as it's meant to. Now, before I wrap up, I want to address something important. While the changes I've described are completely normal parts of aging and can often be managed with these lifestyle adjustments, there are certain warning signs that should never be ignored, regardless of age. Unexplained weight loss, blood in your stool, persistent severe abdominal pain, difficulty swallowing, or a significant and sudden change in your bowel habits that doesn't improve are all reasons to see your doctor promptly. These fixes I've shared are wonderful tools for the common, everyday digestive slowdown that comes with age, but they are not a substitute for proper medical evaluation when something feels seriously wrong. So here's what I want you to take away from everything we've covered today. Your digestion slowing down after 55 isn't a sign that something is broken beyond repair. It's your body's way of telling you it needs a slightly different approach than it did 20 or 30 years ago. By chewing your food thoroughly, supporting your stomach's natural acid production, gradually increasing the right kinds of fiber, moving your body gently after meals, feeding your gut bacteria with fermented and prebiotic foods, adjusting your meal timing and portions, and managing your stress levels. You're giving your digestive system exactly what it needs to keep working efficiently for years to come. Think of these changes not as a strict diet or a temporary fix, but as small, sustainable adjustments to how you live and eat. Adjustments that can add up to feeling lighter, more comfortable, and more energetic every single day. I've seen these simple changes transform the lives of patients who had been struggling with bloating, fatigue, and discomfort for years, sometimes within just a few weeks of making these adjustments consistently. Your gut has taken care of you for over 5 decades. Now, it's your turn to return the favor, and the good news is, it's never too late to start. If this video helped you understand your body a little better, share it with someone you know who might be dealing with the same frustrations, because everyone deserves to feel comfortable in their own body at every age. Take care of yourself, listen to what your body is telling you, and I'll see you in the next one.